I guess I take the ears off now. Okay, so a little late this morning, technical difficulties. I'm not very computer savvy, so yeah, run a little bit behind. But anyway, welcome back to the lumberjack fishing, guys. So it is the cold season, but during the cold season we do still fish, just not as much. So today, before we get started, I want to say, we have a video out. Our last live, last Monday, last week, was mostly about fishing rods, but we did mention a giveaway for one of these beauties right here. Don't look at me like that now. For one of these beauties right here. Now, the deal is we get 1,000 views on that thing, 1,000 likes, and I guess thousands of comments and stuff. We will give this away. The people that we give it away to, we will select at random, and they must be subscribed. You must be subscribed to get a free shirt. And today, same thing. We get a couple thousand views, a couple thousand likes, and 500 comments from subscribers. We will, management wants me to give away another jersey, but I think today what we'll do is they will start the end of the year off with our giveaway being a rod and reel combo. I will design you a nice catfishing combo. It'll be sweet. So today we're going to talk about the top 10. And these are top 10 fishing spots in South Jersey. Okay, these are places that we have gone, some of which we have filmed at, some of which we won't. I will do my best to reference the video where you can see some of the action from these as we go. So today we're going to start off with number 1, Audubon Lake at the Newton Creek runoff area. So the internet has it as a hidden gem with calm waters. This spot offers a variety of freshwater species like bass and catfish, perfect for those seeking a peaceful fishing experience. Okay, so where this area is at, I actually launched my kayak and I kayak fish it. There's not a lot of spots to fish along the bank, so I kayak fish it. Now what I do is I launch at the Newton Creek runoff and I go up into Audubon Lake. Yes, there is bass there. I have seen them. The water's pretty clear. There's also a lot of big carp there. I've only seen some small bullheads, nothing too fancy. But what I did see a lot of there, and what I fish for a lot of there, is northern snakehead. Now in this particular part of the lake, you are not going to want to use anything with a treble hook. We use Megalure LLC frogs in that lake. What we use the most is the monkey paw and the Moab. Those two frogs smack there every single time. So again, it is only accessible by kayak. Okay, you might be able to wade out in some spots, but you have to go through a lot of private property to get to those spots to wade out. So that's why I tell you, if you're going to hit this, hit it with a kayak, go in at the runoff where the little spillway is, and paddle out from there. So, number 2, Audubon Lake at the Haddon Lake area. Known for its scenic beauty, this area is stocked with fish including trout, sunfish, ideal for family and casual anglers. So where this is at, this is another spot. You can fish from the bank. There's only one spot to fish from the bank on this section of Audubon. So as you come around Haddon Lake, you'll notice a little spillway section. You can launch a kayak on the other side of that spillway. You can launch a kayak on the other side of that spillway. It is rocky. It is a little bit rough going down, but once you get down there, you're fine. Now you can fish from that area too. We have caught bass and bluegill from that area without a problem. But if you really want to get into it, because you will see a lot of bass out there, and that spot does have some decent size bullhead catfish. But if you really want to get out there, get a kayak, get in, push out. There's a huge section of lily pads that you just can't reach from the bank. Go around that, unless you want to fish for a bunch of big carp. That section is just stocked with big carp. But as you come around, you'll start noticing little spots where there's random lily pads and down trees here and there. Normal places that you would go to get largemouth bass, but you also find a lot of snakeheads there. We use everything from spinning jigs, chatterbaits. We use a lot of hydrilla gorillas in that area just because those seem to pop off the best. The Carol Baskins Mega Lure also pops off really good there. Swim jigs and curly tail grubs. Curly tail grubs. So, and all of these things work in just about everywhere, but in that particular section of Audubon, because it's only accessible from that side, that particular section of Audubon is really high density stuff, so you want stuff that's really going to cut through everything. Do not run anything with a treble hook, again, just like the last lake. Do not run anything with a treble hook just because you're going to get stuck. Okay, so that's my view on that one. You can see that video. Yeah, that's a good video there. You can see that video in the No Skunk. So the last two sections I have mentioned, they're in the No Skunk video. Okay, so definitely check those out. Okay, number 3, Maurice River, Millville City Park area. A go-to spot for bass and perch, the Maurice River offers diverse species fishing opportunities, especially around the park area with accessible banks. So what we're talking about here, as Nyla takes her nap, so what we're talking about here, so when you pull into the city park of Millville, doesn't matter what side of the river you're on, okay, there is one little walking bridge, and then up from that, I think, is a highway. There's another bridge there. Fish in between the two bridges. And we have found that there's some clearing spots there where you can actually get down into and wade out about knee deep into the water and fish, which is absolutely perfect, especially if you're bank fishing. So do that, and you're going to want to use bacon. We used bacon and cut eel in those two sections, and in those two sections we caught a lot of catfish, a lot of channel catfish. So if you want to get, a constant run of catfish going in that area, definitely take bacon. We used number 3 and 5/0 circle hook. That video is also able to be found on YouTube as well. I think we did some lives out of that one, so definitely check our live stuff. Okay. Number 4, as Nyla takes a nap. Number 4 is Cooper River behind the driving range, a lesser known stretch of the Cooper River. This location is great for catching bass, crappie, and even the occasional pickerel. Quiet and convenient. So we fish this area quite a bit, actually, and convenient it is not. There's a lot of brush in the way and things like that, but it is a good spot if you want to do a continuous run of small catfish, smaller size bass. That is a good place to go. Crankbaits work there, so you can throw those. Use shallow divers though, because that section is not very deep. Okay, so while you're doing that, you can check that video out. We've got a lot of videos actually from that section of Cooper River. So what it is when you pull up behind the driving range, you'll have a few little spots, and then a spillway, and then a few more spots right before you get to Kings Highway. Okay, those sections are actually cut out to where you can pull in. You can launch a kayak there if you want. You can fish from the bank there if you want. There are a few sections where the footing is questionable, so please be careful. Basic bottom rigs work there. Crankbaits, like I said before. Worms have been especially good in that section. So if you're fishing with earthworms or red worms, you're really going to knock something out. Number 5, Delaware River behind the DOD ponds. This spot provides access to the mighty Delaware, where you can hook striped bass, shad, and catfish. A favorite spot for anglers looking for bigger catches. So we have fished that section a lot, and you'll find that on one of our video feeds. And one of the ones that you'll find is I'm dancing, did my little dance on the river there. So that was a fun video. But yeah, so again, basic bottom fishing there, unless you're fishing for striped bass. Now I have not seen anybody catch striped bass there. We did fish trap a lot of bluegill in that section, and we did catch some catfish. We didn't catch anything extravagant or crazy, but we did catch, so that place does hit. But that's one of those low tide, okay, at the right time of day, you're going to have a good time out there. So, and that is at the far end of the DOD ponds. So if you go out to the DOD ponds, instead of turning toward a boat ramp or parking along any of those little cut sections, drive that road all the way back till it stops, and that's the Delaware River, and that's where we did those videos. So check that out. That's a good one too. Number 6, Big Timber Creek behind Green Acres Park. The creek is a haven for freshwater fishing enthusiasts. The park area offers easy access and peaceful setting for fishing. Okay, so with this one you have options, lure, bank, bottom, kayak. You can do all of these things from there, and you can launch pretty much anywhere. Now that does have a tide control system as well, so it does rise and fall. So if you're in a kayak, make sure you're not out there at low tide, or you're going to get stuck somewhere. Now, big boats especially, don't be out there at low tide, you're going to get stuck. So there's a couple of spots we like to fish. One is right at the ball turnaround at the cul-de-sac of Green Acres Park. You'll see it when you pull in. There'll be a railing gate, and you can just walk right down to Big Timber Creek right there. And you can fish anywhere along there. You're going to catch some catfish and bluegill. So what we've been doing lately is, well, what I've been doing lately, I haven't taken the full crew out, but we will this coming season, is I'll pull in and I'll walk the actual exercise path all the way down till you hit Beaver Creek, take a left, there's a point right there that you can fish out from that point, cast out toward that bridge, let it ride, just let it ride the current. Catfish will find you. Now as far as bluegill go, in that section, it basically, if you just want to take a dip net, you can just catch bluegill left and right. Like there's a lot of bluegill in that section. Haven't seen any crappie there or any bass, but there's definitely some good hitting fish in that area. A couple of big carp, but I didn't have anything apparently they were interested in. So there are monsters there. So definitely check that out. Number 7. I gotta get some coffee in there. Okay. Number 7. Silver Lake off United States Ave before they drained it. Once a prime location for catching largemouth bass and sunnies, it's remembered fondly for its productive waters and natural charm. Silver Lake is a super calm lake. Alright? We have fished there a lot, and you'll find the Silver Lake I'm talking about right now. You'll find that in the No Skunk video as well. We got largemouth bass. Everything has to be done from the bank. You cannot put a boat in there. You cannot wade that water. There are large snapping turtles in there, so if you do wade that water, you're on your own, man. You're gonna get bit. They are massive. But we have caught a lot of bass there. So that section that's closest to the road on the far end of the lake, that section really produces a lot of bass. We've caught multiple bass there. Any megalure frog will catch bass there. Any paddletail will catch bass there. Any crankbait will catch bass there. Like it was a smoke show every time we went. Now the problem with it right now though is the lake is drained because they're doing construction on the parking lot side of that lake. So just when it comes back up, give it about 6 months and she'll be ready to fire off again. Until then, you can't fish there, unfortunately. But it will be back. The wildlife and diversity of fish species will come back. So, all right, number 8, Silver Lake number 2. So there are 2 Silver Lakes. This one is off of Trout Ave, which you'll find by going down White Horse Pike. Okay, take White Horse Pike to Berlin. There'll be a stoplight. It'll say Trout Ave. Take that right, takes you right to Silver Lake. So this lake is a good lake to just repetitively catch small fish. We've got some video from this lake. We've got some kayaking done at this lake. This is a no motor lake, by the way. So don't take a boat or kayak of any kind where you actually have a motor. Pedal drive is okay. So this is what it says about this lake. Another fantastic fishing spot known for its diverse fish population, including bass, crappie, and catfish. A quiet retreat for anglers. I have never seen any catfish there. I have never seen any crappie there. I have seen a bunch of bluegill. All right, the big ones are finicky. Okay, it's hard to get them to bite, but there is a bunch of bluegill there. There is largemouth bass there. There is trout in that lake. I have seen some pickerel. I haven't been able to catch them, but I've seen them trail my crankbait bag. So this lake, if you've got a good casting rod and you can cast any topwater popper out above the lily pads that's straight across from the spillway bridge, you're going to do great. Other than that, you're going to want to get in a kayak and kind of get into the lake and go out a ways because there's only so much space to fish from the bank. You go out past those spots and fish the bottom, use spinners, use inline spinners, use chatterbaits, small chatterbaits, small crankbaits and things. You're going to do all right. Now, I do want to emphasize this. I've tried to get it on video multiple times, and I never really have a good video of the turnout. There is some kind of scaled fish in there. I can't tell if it's a carp, and it's too dark to be a pickerel. Okay, but there is a Goliath of a fish in there that's at least this long that I have seen on multiple occasions, and I have tried multiple times to catch. I have tried multiple times to get on video. If you guys catch that thing, post it, tag me with the hashtag I got it and you didn't, and I will. You bring in a picture of you and the fish to the shop that we work at, and I'll hook you up with something because that is a beast, and I've never heard of anybody catching it. So it might just be a whistle or some candy. So, but yeah, other than that, that's a good place to fish. I'm getting a cue from management. What was that?
And platforms, obviously.
Oh, platforms, yes.
You can send it because not everybody's from here.
Yeah, I got that. Yeah. So you can also send us something on our platforms. Facebook could be Lumberjack Fishing. You can also reach me on select days at Millville LLC. Facebook, the at Romeo and Tony Lumberjack Fishing Instagram, or the Megalure LLC Instagram. I'm on that one, so on specific days of the week as well. So just tag us in any of those two platforms. We'll get you something. So, all right, number 9. Now this is another lake that has been drained. I don't know why they drained this one. I haven't been down. I just know when I drove past the other day, it's completely drained. Okay, this is called Bottom Lake off Washington Street. Again, and it's noted in here before draining. This lake was cherished for its pristine waters and abundant fish population. It's a nostalgic favorite among seasoned anglers. So, okay, so what I'm going to say about that is the abundance of species is not species abundant. There's basically 2. There's largemouth bass in there and bluegill. A bunch of bluegill. At least there was before they drained it. What happened to all those fish, I have no idea. I don't know how drained it is. Like I said, it was just a drive-by seeing that it had been drained. That's one of those places where it's like a left-right. On the right day, you're catching fish. On the left day, you got left behind. All right, it's a left-right kind of lake. But there's a couple of spots, Washington being one of them, where you just pull up, park, walk them straight out, cast, come back, 3 or 4 fish. There's spots like that. Now, a lot of that is private property. Washington is the only spot that I know. There's only a place to park 1 vehicle. There's only enough space for 1 or 2 people to stand and fish. If you can launch a kayak from there if you want. I've done it, but my wife knows all about it. Yeah, it was a feat, but it was doable. So it is, again, one of those spots where you can fish however you want to fish in that lake. You're going to do fine. So, number 10. Okay. Number 10 is one of my personal favorites. Well, what I'm going to tell you about number 10, doesn't matter where you go. There's a spot that I like on number 10, but number 10 always hits. The Schuylkill River in Philly off of Kelly Drive. Okay? Now, I'm going to read you what it says. It says, while not in South Jersey, because it's not, while not in South Jersey, the Schuylkill River is easily accessible and offers exciting fishing opportunities for smallmouth bass, catfish, and carp. The Kelly Drive area is a picturesque and popular spot. So, yes, it is popular. If you go fish there, it will be packed with people all the time, but not all of them are fishing. Okay? The place that we like to go, there's a parking lot where we can see the truck clearly. We look both ways before crossing the walk path because you might get ran over by a bicycle or some dude on a skateboard. We have a lot of videos of the Schuylkill River, a lot of shorts, a lot of screenshot stuff. It's on all of our platforms. This is the spot that we go if we want to catch, 10 plus pound catfish every time we go. So flatheads are mostly what you're going to find. Flatheads out there, they love them worms. They love them worms. So that is going to be your number one use. Any size hook, they'll swallow it. They'll just take it. They love it all. So yeah, if you want to go sit someplace, have a nice spot to chill. It's dog friendly, of course, and it actually is. Even though it kind of smells like weed a lot down there, it is a family-friendly place. I mean, you see people with their kids out there all the time. The wife and I, we go. Babyface will have her little tent space set up, and I'll have a chair set up with some rods, and we just sit and chill. It is a beautiful spot to check out. I highly recommend that. So, I got a little list of footnotes here that we're going to read off in a second. So again, guys, I want to emphasize the fact that not just people watching the video. I need viewers, a couple thousand views, a couple thousand likes, and at least 500 comments on this video, and we'll give you away a rock. But you gotta be subscribed. Gotta be subscribed. And again, the last video we did last week for the T-shirt. Yeah, let's get that moving so we can get that T-shirt out there, guys. So, all right, so let's do some footnotes here. These are bonus tips for South Jersey anglers. Seasonal fishing, check local regulations, and many lakes are stocked with trout seasonally. So, stocked trout lakes. Any lake that's stocked, there'll be a sign or some kind of a posted sign saying when they're stocking and when you can and cannot fish for trout in that lake. Doesn't necessarily close fishing off completely. It just, you can't fish for trout in that lake. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Permits. Make sure to obtain the required fishing license for New Jersey or Pennsylvania if fishing across the state line. So if fishing across the state line, the permit for Pennsylvania is going to be a non-resident. Okay, we went with a 2-year option, so we got 2 years before we have to worry about jumping back and forth. But with that license, you can jump back and forth any time of the year and fish. Okay, as far as New Jersey goes, last I knew, your saltwater registry is still free. So go ahead and add that to your fishing license, whether you saltwater fish or not. It's just nice to be able to have the option if you really want to do it. Oh, check out my dance. That's right. That's right. Big Papa may be Big Papa, but he's sexy when he moves. That's what's up. That's what's up. Okay, so again, permits. It's really hard to get a permit for the state of New Jersey in a store. I recommend going online, njfwd.org, and you can get a fishing license. So check them out. That is going to be your quickest, easiest way to get a fishing license. So, all right, the best times: early mornings in South Jersey and evenings in South Jersey often yield the best catches, especially during spring and fall. This is true for bass fishermen. Yeah, I'm going to keep dancing. That's what's up. That statement is true for bass fishing. Early mornings and late evenings. Bass fishing, yes. But fish bite at all times of the day. I know a lot of guys who only fish at night for catfish, but I catch a lot of catfish in the middle of the day. So it's more of the weather. If the water's at the right temperature, if the air is the right temperature, if it's not real windy, if it's a nice sunny day, or if it's cloudy, it's going to depend on how you fish that day. So keep that in mind. It's not just early mornings and late evenings. Fish bite all day long. Other than that, I really don't have anything else on my list here. So I want to reiterate, these 10 spots are places that I have gone and fished. I have done well. I'm sorry that 2 of them are drained, even though we've mentioned them anyway. But I do have faith in these spots when they fill them back up this year. Other than that, guys, really what you're doing is just testing waters. That is the best way to find a fishing spot that's good for you and the way that you like to fish. The way I like to fish, be it in kayak or bank, I can do that at all of these spots except for like 2, because there's just not enough bank space to really fish. So, my wife, Babyface, I'm sure you've seen her on either her channel or seen her on my channel. She does a lot of netting and a lot of fish trapping, and she can do that in a lot of these spots, and she usually does a pretty good yield. So, there are some spots that we haven't talked about. This has been all freshwater today. We will talk about saltwater probably next season when we start hitting some different spots, so that we have 10 actual spots for you to check out for saltwater. So as far as freshwater goes this year, South Jersey, these have been our top 10 go-to places. Now next season that might change for us just because of the fishing community growing in that area, overfishing, poor stocking, bad turbulent water. It just depends. Every season is different. Weather changes every single day, just like I change my socks. So hope you enjoyed the information from today. I hope you enjoyed seeing my pretty baby Nada here, taking her wonderful nap. Let's flip this camera around, get a good look at Babyface. No, I just got a middle finger. So Babyface, thanks for helping with the camera. Yeah. Management. That's management. So guys, remember, as always, tight lines, be safe, do safe practices when you're out on the water, especially if you're in a boat. Please wear your life vest. Make sure your boat is legal. We'll explain that in another video later date and time. Clean up after yourself. We're leaving behind a large section of this sport for younger anglers, and I'd hate to have to see them wade through the trash, and I'm sure you would too. So please clean up after yourself, or clean up after the fisherman that was there before you if they refuse to do it. Good practices make good fishing. So other than that, guys, just remember, where there's flannel, there's fish. Lumberjack out.